Ladies and gentlemen, do you hear that? That is the sound of the Russia 2018 World Cup starting. The first game, Russia versus Saudi Arabia, is kicking off in approximately 25 minutes. The opening ceremony is unfolding right now, and we are about to watch. It's been 4 years. It's been 4 years since the 2014 World Cup in, about to say Germany, definitely Brazil though, in Brazil, and we are back in Russia with a 10-minute opening ceremony and the first game of the World Cup. I cannot contain my excitement. Neither can Robbie Williams. He's singing Let Me Entertain You for some reason. Why is Robbie Williams doing the Russian opening ceremony? This is so bizarre. Apparently, he's being quoted as one of the best singers of the homeland of football, so that's why. Maybe they just couldn't find anyone in the entirety of Russia to do it. But there we go. Robbie Williams starts the opening ceremony for the Russia 2018 World Cup. It's all kicking off. There's ladies around him, very, very sexy ladies in a red, whatever they are, tracksuits, and it's all kicking off. We're going to get involved with the first half of Russia versus Saudi Arabia very, very shortly. But for now, I'm going to watch the opening ceremony and get myself in the zone. Wow. There's a phoenix that looks like a Pokemon being held by about 20 people as some woman does some opera singing. Love it. That's what football's all about. Oh yeah, beautiful. Well done, Robbie Williams. Well done for putting out that Russian culture into the World Cup. The British singer opens the 2018 World Cup ceremony. Love it. We're going to go back to the punditry now, and I'll be back very, very shortly with the actual first bit of football of this World Cup. Watch this space. Alright guys, so we've seen a cracking opening ceremony from Robbie Williams and co. We've seen words from Vladimir Putin and the president of FIFA. It's about to kick off. Let's get into this first game of the World Cup. It's not maybe the most glamorous fixture of all the sort of international teams. I think they're both the worst ranked sides in this competition. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be a pretty open game, pretty good game. But let's get underway and see how this game unfolds. So this Russian team has been called the worst team in Russia's history quite recently by, I'm not sure if it was by the media or whatever, but that puts I don't know if it puts pressure on them or takes pressure off them, but I don't know, it just makes me think that Russia may be a little bit of an underdog. I've actually got one player from the Russian team in my fantasy 11, which is Ignashevich, who was brought out of retirement, it's just been said, to come and play for Russia in this tournament. There's a corner now for Russia, as we probably are going to get one of our first shots on target very, very soon of the World Cup. Russia with another corner now. It's a nice one. Goes in. It comes back to a Russian player on the edge of the box. It's going to be crossed in here by the number, I think, 18. It's actually number 17 who puts it in, and it's in the back of the net from Russia. There you go, the first goal of the tournament. It's number 8. I don't know what his name is, but the goal has gone in the back of the net. 11 minutes played, Russia score a goal in the World Cup. Decent. It was a beautiful goal. It was a really nicely whipped in ball from someone, and it was Gazinskiy on the end of it, the holding midfield player, I believe. It was a lovely header, just brushed past the keeper, went top sort of left corner, and it is 1-0 to Russia. The first goal of the World Cup has been scored, ladies and gents. Oh, Russia. This Saudi Arabia team is so open. Russia could have had 2 or 3 in the opening 20 minutes here, honestly. This Saudi Arabia team looks so exposed at the back. It is a good escape, though. And I think it's Al-Shawari who's coming forward. He's going to put a ball in. Contested by the number 10. Oh, it just goes wide from the number 10, Al-Salawi, for Saudi Arabia. I don't believe it's been given as a foul, because he did use his body weight to get there first ahead of the Russian centre-back. But this was a lovely cross. Loads of space for the Arab winger. And then he just comes across it, and the ball literally about 2 inches wide of the post. A corner now for Saudi Arabia, their first of the game. So rather unfortunately, Zagoyev, who is pretty much the Russian playmaker, suffered an injury on the eve of Euro 2016, so he couldn't play. And 20 minutes into this game, he has pulled up with a hamstring injury, which you would imagine will take quite a long time to heal. So Cheryshev, who was once a Liverpool target and also once played for Real Madrid, comes onto the pitch to replace him as a like-for-like sort of playmaker. So unfortunate, very unfortunate for Zagoyev, but it is going to be Cheryshev now who fills that role. Oh, Russia got another man over here. Play that pass right now. Got to go in the back of the net. Oh, 2 Saudi Arabians. They both went to ground. Russia 2. Saudi Arabia 0. I believe it's Denis Cheryshev, the substitute with the goal, who has probably now sealed this game. Signed, sealed, delivered for Russia, because I don't see Saudi Arabia getting 2 or even 3 goals to pull this game back. So this is really, really an important goal just before half-time for Russia. Good goal as well, really composed from Cheryshev. He had loads of time Like I said, both Saudi Arabian centre-backs, I'm just seeing the replay, they sold themselves. And wow, they are wide open there, Saudi Arabia. They deserve really to concede there. Oh, it's a lovely touch from Cheryshev to take it back in, because the two Saudi Arabians that slid actually did a pretty good attempt of getting the ball sort of last ditch. Shouldn't have been in that position in the first place though. And yeah, Cheryshev for Russia punishes the Saudi Arabians. That has got to be game, set and match, unless Saudi Arabia pull something magical out of their bum holes right now. But going into half-time, looks like it's going to be 2-0 to Russia. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The first half of the opening game of the World Cup has come to an end, and it is 2-0 to Russia in a reasonably, I don't know, a reasonably comfortable display for Russia, I would say. They probably look the most attacking in the whole half as a whole, and I don't know, I think that they also just look, Saudi Arabia defensively just look really quite weak and open. With the ball, Saudi Arabia aren't that bad, but they can't quite cut through this Russian team. Probably a fair reflection at half-time. It's 2-0. We're going to change the camera batteries. We're going to get into the second half of this game, and we'll see how this game ends up and how Group A shapes up early on the first day of the World Cup. I'll see you in a sec. Boom! And just like that, we're back for the second half. I've got my half-time crumpet. Hashtag England. And we are going to carry on watching this game. Hopefully it can unfold into an exciting second half. I want to see some goals. Maybe a goal first from Saudi Arabia to make things interesting. But I want to see some more goals. I want to see some more open played football like we have seen in the first half. And this should be a good all-round fixture to open up this World Cup. Oh, ball put into Dzyuba, the substitute. He's literally just come on the pitch. They were just talking about how he fell out of 2 coaches, but how prolific he is in his last, I think he scored 8 goals in his last 12 internationals. He is absolutely screeching in his celebration. He's run over, he's fist pumping the air beneath him, and he has scored Russia's 3rd goal against Saudi Arabia to absolutely put Saudi Arabia out of the game and probably out of the tournament as well, because I can't see the Saudi Arabia team getting points out of Egypt or out of Uruguay. So Dzyuba gets his goal, or Dzyuba, I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it, and it is 3-0 to Russia. And this is going to be really good for Russia in terms of goal difference, because I didn't foresee them getting 3 goals today, and that could be a key game then, Russia versus Egypt, who I predict to be the 2 going for 2nd place now. This game seems to finish 3-0 or there or thereabouts with 20 minutes left to play, but 3-0 Russia. We'll see how the rest of the game unfolds. Here comes Saudi Arabia. Oh, great driven shot from one of the players. I think it was Salem. And again, Saudi Arabia have had a few chances in this game where they have come close to scoring. That just sort of drifted the wrong side of the post, probably by about a foot or 2 in the end. But Saudi Arabia have got attacking presence. It's just the sort of ball retention and without the ball where they're kind of lackluster today. And probably against the other 2 teams as well. And would you believe it? Russia just bagged the 4th goal through Denis Cheryshev, and it was an absolute banger of a finish. It was an outside of the foot. It was a knockdown, first of all, from the big forward that came on. Denis Cheryshev took 1 touch outside of the foot, and they will play that over and over again on Sky Sports News and probably on Russian TV as well for the coming weeks, or basically until the next fixture, to sort of instill the optimism in the Russian public, because they have just scored a really good goal. And all 3 of their goals, all 4 of their goals now have been really, really good goals, actually, really well taken. And my camera literally died as soon as that attack sort of started. And it's 4-0 nonetheless. Saudi Arabia, this game's probably put them out of the tournament, I'm not going to lie. I don't see how they can come and do a better performance here against Uruguay. Even if they beat Egypt or Uruguay or won one of the games, 3 points probably wouldn't be enough to get them out of this group. It's looking like Russia actually are looking decent for this tournament, and this is going to give them, despite sort of a limited opponent, quite a lot of confidence. And they've got a free kick as we're just in the 3rd minute of 3 minutes added time. They've just got a free kick outside the box, and it's going to go in from, I don't think it's Cheryshev, but Cheryshev came on for Zagoev, changed this game. I think there's someone else over this free kick. Don't think it's Smolov. It goes into the back of the net. It's 5-0 to Russia. Direct free kick. The keeper seemed, bizarrely, to literally leave that. He got far enough across the goal, and then he just didn't quite stretch enough. 5-0 it is to Russia. And, you know, this is going to put so much confidence in the Russian national team. Oh, that was so poor from the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper literally looked as if he didn't even go for it. I cannot believe that that has gone in. The keeper should be ashamed of himself after that. I mean, it was a great free kick, don't get me wrong. That That save attempt stinks of match fixing, I'm not going to lie. Not that it would make a difference 4-0 or 5-0. But Saudi Arabians fall to their feet, the full-time whistle goes, and it has finished. Wow. Russia 5, Saudi Arabia 0, and the hosts will have so much confidence off the back of that game. Saudi Arabia have had some decent opponents in friendlies. I think they only lost like 2-1 to Germany quite recently. And so this is a really, really emphatic scoreline for Russia, and I think this is really going to help them going into that second game against Egypt. Golovin with that free kick at the end. 2 goals from the boy Cheryshev, ex of Real Madrid, who changed the game when he came on for Zagoev. And a goal from the big forward, I can't quite remember his name. And another goal for the holding midfielder to start things off at the beginning of the match. But that is full time, guys. It's 5-0 to Russia. Really, really emphatic. Cannot quite believe that. I was way off of my prediction, but does me a few bits with the clean sheet for Ignashevich on the fantasy. So, if you enjoyed this video, if you want to stay tuned for all kinds of World Cup reactions, videos, podcasts, and all kinds of stuff in the next month, make sure you go down and click the subscribe button on this video. Make sure you like as well, and I'll see you very, very soon. In fact, I'll see you tomorrow with coverage of another game, probably going to be Spain versus Portugal, which is going to be a huge game. So I'll see you for that one. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you later. Sweet!